What is a soldier supply worth? What is a soldier supply worth? Ask yourself that. Ask yourself that. Is a soldier supply just another number that dissipates away as you go back to respond? What is a soldier supply worth, right? Like, there when you look at that super heavy tank or that with that star breaker cannon, well, there's a soldier supply driving that, right? There's a guy wearing a shirt driving that, right? What is it worth? Is a life just worth going out and dying over and over and over again? I guess I'm asking you, is a life even worth losing? Because that doesn't even sound like a life. Losing that life doesn't even sound like it's worth losing. Okay, that life is what most people live in Foxhole. They live many, many, many short lives, and then they get burned out because they suck. Okay, people will say skill issue. All right, and the reason why most of the stuff in this game you just have to learn. You have to learn. You have to learn yourself. But I'm trying to share what I know. Okay, so you don't get burned out. All right, well, let's get those corporals up to sergeant. Let's get those corporals up to sergeant. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to get the most firepower you can get your hands on. Okay, reasonably so. All right, if you're looking at the base, all right, and all you see are a couple loudcasters, you've got a couple choices. You can go with the loudcaster, or you can go to a different place and get more guns and ammo. Honestly, I think killing. I personally believe, or whenever I start killing, I always like to have the guns that I like. All right, there's certain guns that people like, certain guns that people don't like. I just know which guns are more useful and which guns are less useful, and I can use all of them. Okay, so choose which weapon you're going to use. All right. Now, with rifles, especially the loudcaster, you must be crouching to shoot. Okay, it's pretty straightforward, right? It's pretty straightforward. Just crouch and shoot them. But things start getting weird because, you start running into trenches. There's going to be a lot of trenches, a lot of fighting in trenches. All right. Never let the enemy. The first thing, right? The first deal. If you Patton said something about let the other bastard die for his country. Don't you go dying for this one, right? If you see someone prone, do not let them prone you. Okay, that's the very first. That's the very first secret to killing them, is not letting them kill you first. If they're in a trench, do not approach the trench the way that they're looking, and probably don't approach it at all. Okay. So if you have a rifle and either of these things are happening, back off. Just back off. And you'll be okay. You'll get some kills, all right? But you've got to pace your shots, all right? The hardest thing about Foxhole is the fact that I've been playing video games for 20 years now. So all the other games are just ingrained in my brain, okay? When you're shooting the gun, all right, any rifle, okay, in most games, it sounds like this. Tap, 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 tap. Okay, and that's one guy shooting. But in this game, it should sound like this. If it seems like you're taking too long, to actually shoot, then you're doing it right. All right. I know it's really scary when someone's shooting at you, but the thing is, they have to do the same thing. So remember, it's okay. Okay, that was a little fast. It's like that. Okay, that's what you want to do. All right, that's the pacing that you want to have with the rifle. Okay, but here's the scary part. All right, I truly believe, after using it as a veteran, that the Argenti is a fine weapon. Okay, the Argenti is a fine weapon. So is the Fusilli. All right, both of them are very light weapons. Both are very quick firing weapons. Okay, they will shadow dance you. The enemy will shadow dance you. If they're carrying Argenti, they will shadow dance you. Basically, like like juke your bullets left and right, get closer to you. As you stay crouching, they're moving so that you can't get a good aim on them. And then as they're moving, they'll actually just fire off random shots at you as well. Maybe they'll get lucky, okay? The shadow dance is something that I have never really gotten into just because I like the Argenti, but I don't like it that much, okay? But you'll see that the Colonial Majors love to do it, okay? The Colonial Majors love to shadow dance. So if you have a rifle, right, you've got I don't exactly know what to tell you other than maybe shadow dance them back. But if it's Loudcaster against the shadow dance, don't let them do that to you. If you have to run away, screw it. Now, you know, if he's going against two people, that's cool. But that's basically rifles, right? Crouch and timing. Now, I don't use rifles to kill. I really don't, okay? I like automatic weapons because you can miss 8 shots and still get the guy, all right? My aim sucks because everything I just told you, I don't really listen to that much. In the moment, it's so hard to be patient. But I will train you. I will show you right now what you want to do. Okay? So with your weapon, okay, with your automatic weapon, what you want to do is you want to strafe right and then look left and strafe left and then look right like this. Okay? Like basically like let's see fuck, I'm stoned. Like, you know, like that. Okay, that's what you want to do. You want to go. You basically you want to like make this like line that's going back and forth. Okay, it's stupid because the weapon's too long. But basically like when you go right, you want to look left, and when you go left, you want to look right, and you want to just keep going like that, and you're holding down the left mouse button when you're sweeping, but once you get to the extent, you stop, and then you do it over again. Okay, so what it does, right, is it makes this like scythe that goes back and forth, and it makes you less vulnerable because you're moving back and forth too. But you're actually working with the bullets to shape like okay, I guess it's like a wet noodle. Okay, it's basically what it is. You're turning your bullet and your gun and you into one massive wet noodle, and you're just trying to whack them with it over and over again. It's not even like I don't even feel at that point like it's a gun game. I feel like it's a wet noodle because the range for these automatic weapons is basically as long as like 2 or 3 or 4 wet noodles, probably 3 or 4 wet noodles. That's about as far away as you're going to be doing this. Okay, if you're doing automatic shit, the wet noodle them, and it works so well. Okay, and the reason why it works so well is the colonies don't really have automatic weapons. At the end of the war, they get dusks, which is great for them because dusks are great, and they get kataras, which is the best gun in the game. But they don't take advantage of this. They don't. I mean, okay, they spam the dusks. They don't spam the kataras. But by and large, from early war to mid-war, you will have a better bullet noodle than they will. Okay, and that just comes down to the fact that their little pitch gun has 15 shots in it, and their lion claw has 20. Okay, so they can't really do it as well. All right, but once you hit them once with the wet noodle, then they stagger, and then you sit still, and then you aim directly at them and you kill them because the fight's over. It's all you have to do is hit them once and stagger them. Now, the bad thing about 9mm bullets is they don't really do that staggering too well. So sometimes you just have to shoot them. And also, you know, having a friend there also shooting. Okay, basically, it seems like the spray and pray works if there's 2 people doing it. But don't spray and pray. Do not spray and pray. Do not spray and pray. All right. You can do like suppressive fire. Like sometimes with my Dusk or my Katara, I'll just go full mag dump. Okay, I'll just go full mag dump. I'll dump 40, 30 rounds just downrange, just to let them know. Okay, but that's not, I guess that's a mag dump, but I'm not actually trying to hurt anyone. I'm trying to keep the momentum of combat going. I'm trying to get them to sing. I'm trying to get them thinking, oh, fuck, they've got a heavy machine gun or they've got a light machine gun. And I'm trying to get my guys thinking, that they should be shooting bullets in that direction where I'm shooting bullets. Okay, it's almost like a reminder for both forces about what the fuck is going on. But that's essentially how you kill. Okay, was with an automatic weapon at close range. All right, I mean that's and do it at night too. The fiddler becomes so good at night. It becomes so good at night. The fiddler and the liar, I could really go back and forth. It seriously, I feel like some sort of Tumblr person because I could just identify as a liar lover or I could just identify as a fiddler lover all of a sudden, right? Because I really go, basically the fiddler has some range and the fiddler has no range. The liar has some range, and that's why the liar is it, like, for example, at the end of the last war, that was all the colors were fucking using were liars. They were just picking up all the liars and keeping them forever. So that's how I know it's a good gun if they use it, right? If your competition's using what you're using, then it's probably pretty good. Probably they use loudcasters towards the end of the war. They see it as like a heavy rifle, basically. Now there's another thing, right? There's another way to kill, and this is probably the easiest out of all of them. Okay, it doesn't really even require like. So when I said like the spray and pray only works if there's two people, it's just the way the physics and shit in this game work. The bullets don't really go straight. They just don't, and I think that has to come down with it being in like World War II, and like a lot of this shit's just like the fiddler is an MP40, so I mean it's just shooting out these little like little like hornets basically. It makes sense. Yeah, two people you can spray and pray and you can gun people down pretty good. And then if you don't have a spray weapon, time your shots. The Alto Storm Rifle, I have had a love and hate relationship with this weapon. But we're in the love cycle again. It basically can do both. It does what a rifle does, and it does what a submachine gun does. And the Collies have nothing like it at all. It is a true assault rifle. It's a true assault rifle that can go to fully automatic. The only reason that I don't like the Sampo, not that much. Okay, the Sampo's okay. The Alto and the Sampo both feel very similarly, and that has to do with their lore. If there's no fiddler around or any other automatic weapons, I will use a Sampo. The fiddler is probably the best weapon in the game, so just get used to it. But yeah, so I got sidetracked. The easiest way to kill anyone in this game is with a hand grenade. Okay, here's what you do: you hold down right mouse button, you hold down left mouse button. Right mouse makes it so you can aim, all right? And you're going to want to arc it, okay? If they're in a trench, arc it in the trench. Arc that shit in the trench, okay? If they're like prone, or throw it on top of them. It'll take them so long to get up, okay? But what you need to do is you need to cook it, okay? You need to hold down right and then hold down left for a couple seconds and then let it go. And you want to time it so when the grenade hits the ground, it blows up. Okay. Now, sometimes the air burst is great. Sometimes the air burst works out great. But usually you want it to land right at their feet because as soon as that happens, they're like, oh my gosh. The only way for them to escape this attack is either to run away for it or shoot you while you're doing it. All right. When I'm throwing grenades, I'm usually running and like standing up. So I'm a pretty easy target to hit. Okay. And so if they're prone or if they're prone or in a trench, like they'll have a great shot on you. All right. So don't let them get you. But like you can get behind a group of guys and just throw one grenade and kill many. All right. Shooting a group of guys, hard. Throwing a grenade, that's how you want to do it. But the big thing here, right? The big takeaway here, though, is no matter what you're doing, you never want to face your opponent's face on. All right, you never want to face your opponent's face on. Okay, you always want to go around them. So your most useful weapon is this, your noggin. Okay, keep your noggin protected, please. Please keep your noggin protected. Okay. You want to look at the map and you want to decide like where you're going to attack or where the attack is, okay? And then flank. All right? If the attack's on a line, figure out what's at this end of the line and that end of the line, all right? There might be nothing there. It's very, very easy to think, well, no one's pushing it because it's impossible. But no, it's not impossible, okay? So flank them. Flank them, flank them, flank them. And even if you are fighting on the front line, right? On the very, very front, you can always get around your enemies. What I'm telling you is this, all right? I like most of the fights that I fight, I choose when it happens, okay? If the enemy even knows I am there, I might just run away. I might just run away and go somewhere else because I don't even want to deal with an enemy that's going to put up a big fight. I want an easy target that I can bully and blow up, okay? So for me, what that means is a logi because basically it's a 1v1, except I have a machine gun and he has a pistol because he didn't think about he thought the road was safe, all right? That's what like you want to play not fair. And if you want to play this game fairly, I think you're just gonna get burnt out. Okay, like there's like 4 less hexes and Shard Baker for War 97. There's 2 less hexes. All right, we're losing players. That massive surge, all those new players, they're not coming and they're not staying either. Okay, so we really have to make like you really have to make the most of your time because if you're not careful, you could end up experiencing burnout too. Okay, and I want you to play. I want you to play, even if you suck, even if everything I said you can't fucking do. You don't know what I'm fucking talking about. I want you to play because it's better having bad teammates than no teammates. All right, if we outnumber them and destroy them with stupidity, I'll be mad at the end, but at least we won, right? So, and you know that's the thing about me is I'll probably be mad no matter what. Okay, so bad players are even good in Foxhole, okay? A remarkable creature. And then so yeah, you want to flank them. You never want them to see where they're getting shot from. Okay, the collies are really good about taking cover. They love using trees and shit as cover. I don't really do that so much, and I don't think the wardens even do that as much, just because the tree gets in the way of the bullet. Like if I'm trying to look left or right, it gets in the way. But it's something I can do more. They use more cover. They're quick about it. And basically like. I guess the reason why people call me a partisan is it's the eventual progression of things. If you just keep going further and further and further and flanking deeper and deeper and deeper, eventually you're just going to get their logi shit and you're gonna fuck up their logi shit. I had this I had taken a crate of Katara machine guns, okay? It was a harrowing adventure just to get them back to the base, and I think I froze to death once trying to do it, but it worked, and I got the Kataras back. The Katara is a colonial made weapon. It's a 30-round light machine gun. Okay, but being a light machine gun, it's the only gun in the game that is a light machine gun. It's the only gun in the game that does what it does, and what it does is it shoots big bullets pretty accurately, pretty quickly. And it's great. It's the best gun. Okay. You can knock down rifle pillboxes with it. You can knock down tier 1 bases with it. You can knock down towers with it. You can hella stop trucks. So I was out And I'd been waiting in my little partisan bush, and I'd knocked out all their towers. So I was waiting for this guy to come across, and like I was on one side of the border, and the border was behind me. So I was just waiting, and he drove up, and there was his truck right there, right? And so I just and he went across the border, but the truck was all fucked up. And the next truck came, and I fucking it went across the border, right? And then I got to the other side, and I didn't go in the exact direction, right? I went around a flank, all right. So you're always flanking. You're always. It's like it's like almost like a tango. Oh, I guess a one man. A tango with him. I don't know. I don't know what tango is actually. I just whatever. I came at them in another way, and they were both out there with their fucking handguns. Where'd my handgun go? What the fuck? I lost my handgun. Oh, they're out there with their fucking handguns in the dark, like. And I fucking murdered them both one at a time. It was great. It was just divide and conquer. And then I blew up their trucks. And then the creme de la creme is I took all the stuff out of the trucks and I hid it. I just hid it. And so they lost all their shit. And I don't know. I guess it gives me quite a feeling of power, right? To be able to basically find the weakest link and attack it. That's my rule of war, right? Is finding the weakest link and attacking it over and over again relentlessly, as many times as you can do it, as quickly as possible, until because here's the thing, right? And they even the QRF forces, the green QRF forces, like, wow, this guy just doesn't give up. Fuck. And so like you will have I have like 6 guys right now in that server that are dedicated to ending my fun, and that's great. I think that's great. There's half a dozen less people fighting on the front line trying to stop me. Sometimes they get me, sometimes they don't, but they're always away from the front line, and they're building huge, elaborate bases behind the front line, which might be good for them. Maybe it might pay off. Maybe it might pay off. These bases were made to keep me out. Maybe the bases will be actual defensive points, but what is most likely is they're going to forget about the base, and it's going to because of the G subs, because of the G sub situation, the base is just going to go away. So that's it really. You want to flank them, whether it's on a small scale or a large scale. All right. And if you die, I get pretty mad when I get killed. I get pretty mad. But if you die, oh well. Sometimes you can do everything right and it still fucks up. And sometimes you can do everything right and just do one thing wrong and everything fucked up. But it's okay because you have more shirts. But that is what a shirt is worth. Okay, with that one shirt, you can stop entire deliveries. You can stop entire deliveries of shirts. Okay. With your one shirt, you can take 10 guys out of the fight, 20, 30, 40, without even seeing them ever. Okay. You basically butterfly affect them. All right. So ask yourself that really, what is a shirt worth? What are you worth?